Communication and Media major Sara Warner, and I'll be interviewing Vicki Brown, Director of Student Activities, as part of our staff spotlight for the general. So I've noticed you've been here since 2006.
Yes.
For a while, and you must be really involved on campus. I've heard that you're on student government activities, and you were even the swim team coach.
I was.
So I've heard the term you wear many hats.
Yes, I actually wrote that down on my notes. I do. I wear a lot of different hats, and I also am an adjunct. I teach keyboarding as well. Just one of those random side gigs that I have as well. So I do. I wear a lot of hats.
All right, so I'll just get started. How did you get started at Herkimer?
So I came here from a job that I had in Massachusetts. I used to work at Clark University in Worcester, Mass. And I wanted to come back to New York. I missed New York, believe it or not. I was born and raised in New York, so I missed it. So I wanted to come back, and this job opportunity came up. I applied, and I was offered the job.
So just Herkimer was there, you took it?
Yep, it was just the right time, the right place, and the right time in my life, so it worked out perfectly.
So are you from the area?
I'm not. I'm actually from Vestal, which is down by Binghamton. And when I applied for this job, I just wanted to be back in New York, and I didn't plan on being here as long as I had. My goal was to be here for about 5 or 6 years, because in student affairs, typically you kind of move from job to job. So I was hoping to be here for at least 5 years, and then next thing you know, it's 16 years later, and I'm still here, and I still enjoy driving up the hill every day, so I can't complain.
So what made you change your mind?
About staying?
Yeah.
I know. Because we're such a small campus, I have the opportunity to do so many different things. Mm-hmm. If I was doing this role at a larger university, I probably wouldn't be exposed to the things that I get to do every day, and that's what keeps bringing me back.
Okay, so what does your typical day look like?
Good question. So any day is very random because it depends on what kind of activities are going on campus, and it also depends on what kind of meetings I have. So some days I might be in the office, some days I might not be in the office, I might be back and forth. It just depends on what events we have going on.
So with your events, how much planning or what kind of planning is involved?
So occupational hazard is I'm always 6 months in advance. So I'm already starting to plan for January through May. Yes, because I want to make sure it's all planned, ready to go. And that's part of just my process of staying organized in my time management. So I like to get things planned ahead of time so that way it's all ready to go. So when it's happening, I'm not stressed. And then I can just enjoy the event. So depending on the event, it does take me a little while to plan them. Not because they're hard, but I like to do it in advance.
I wish I was.
It's a good skill. It has served me well, for sure.
Do you have any favorite activities or events that you plan?
One of my favorites is Fall Fest, which is actually coming up on Saturday, October 1st. It's from 12 to 4, and it'll be in the field across from Reservoir Run. That's one of my favorites, just I think it's the time of year, but we have horse-drawn wagon rides and caricatures. We have the Mohawk Valley Astronomical Society that'll be here too. We've got an obstacle course, we have caricatures, we have the PTA club will be there as well to do massages. So it's just a really fun event, and I think fall's my favorite, so
I might have to check that out.
You should, it's a lot of fun, yes. Yes, we'll have food, we have a lot of other activities planned that day, so it'll be a nice day.
Nice. Are there any new activities that students can expect this year?
So I do have 2 new ones that I've never done before. The first is a series of activities, and I'm calling them Chat and Chew. And so they're on Fridays, and they're random Fridays, but they're all virtual because we also have a lot of online students that want to be involved. And so if they're not on campus or not near campus, I want to also give them an opportunity to be involved. So those are happening on Fridays during the activity period, and I have just different topics picked out just to have a conversation, right? The first one we did was a Q&A. I did another one on the Herkimer technology, and then we have another one coming up about health and wellness. So just some random topics. And then we also have this year, which I'm really excited about, I'm bringing in a local author. His name is Dennis Webster, and he's going to be doing a presentation called Haunted Mohawk Valley. And so he's going to be talking about all of the different haunted ghost stories in the area. So I'm really looking forward to that because we haven't had him here before. So that's on October 28th, and it's going to be during the activity period in RMCC 288. Yeah, I hope so. He's written some books, so I think it'll be really cool to hear his stories, and then he's going to have some books for sale as well, which would be nice.
So how are the turnout for events? I know, especially with COVID, very low. Are they getting better? They
are, yes. We've had a couple of different Friday night events, and we've had some good turnouts. And just every event is different. Some events we get more students, some events we don't. It's trial and error sometimes. But the turnout has definitely been stronger this year than it was the last 2 years.
How was the skating and golf one? I wanted to
It
go.
was really
but I
good.
couldn't.
Oh, you should have come. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. We had about 150 students show up for that. Yeah, and it was a 4-hour event, so like people can come and go. You don't have to stay for the whole thing. But we supplied the skates and obviously set up the golf and the roller floor, so that was really fun. Yeah, and students really enjoyed that. And then I brought that back because students asked for it. So they had a really good time last fall, so I brought it back again.
How is it decided what activities will be planned out?
Yeah, so just like that. So students tell me, and I'm like, all right, I'll look into it, right? Or they tell me about an event they're at, they like it, so I try to bring it back. And then sometimes I just get information from a lot of the different companies and agencies that I work with, because for all these programs, there's actually contracts. And so I contract with a company to bring these activities to campus. So they might have a new event on their roster, and so they tell me about it. I'm like, all right, we'll give it a try. So lots of different ways that I get information.
Is there any part of your job that might surprise people?
Probably, but I don't know what that is right now. But there's a couple of things that I do that I don't really care to do, and so maybe that would surprise people. Two of my least favorite jobs is I hate the popcorn machine. I just don't like to use it. It's a big hassle. Everyone else can use it, but it's not my favorite thing. And the other least part of my job is that I despise balloons. But I'm the only person on campus that has the helium tank, so when people want balloons, they come to me. I'll do them, but it's definitely the least favorite part of the job.
Is it from doing balloons so often?
I don't even know if it's that. I just don't really care. I think it's, you get the rubber on your fingers,
Oh,
and then
yeah, powder and all
and I just don't enjoy it. So those are my least favorite parts of the job. But I guess if that's the worst, it's okay.
It's not too bad. Is there anything else that people should know about you or your job?
I was thinking about this question as I was walking up, and it finally hit me. I think one thing that people would find interesting is that I'm very much an introverted person. I don't like to be in the spotlight, and I like to just kind of do my own thing.
So it's the perfect place for you.
Right, exactly. This is exactly what I like to be doing. But my job requires me to be an extrovert, right? So it's definitely something that I have to work at. It's not easy for me to do that. But over time, I've gotten better and better at it. But I like to do my own thing.
Yeah, I think that was my last question.
Okay,
so,
great.
There's a blood drive coming up, right?
Tomorrow, yes.
Tomorrow. Oh,
Yes,
wow,
the
that's
blood drive is tomorrow. It's from 10:30 to 3:30 in Alumni Hall, and folks can sign up. There was a QR code that we posted, and you can also sign up on the website, so you can just come on in and give blood, and hopefully they'll get a good turnout.
Any future blood drives planned?
Yes, we do 2 a semester, so the next one won't be until December, and then we'll have another one again. I think it's scheduled for February.
I'd like to thank Vicki Brown for being here with me, and there will be more interviews to come.